Welcome to NWA Powerrr episode 16, Dealer and Villain. Guys, this show got great content. And I want to make this clear. You got great content, but very little wrestling. I think we only had 2 wrestling matches. Yeah, we had only 2 wrestling matches, but this was not about the wrestling. This was about getting you content. I legitimately am so curious to see what's going to happen with the next pay-per-view with NWA Powerrr. I am totally curious. I'm hyped for it. But let's get into this review. Sean Mooney is back. Now, if you've never seen Sean Mooney, he used to be in wrestling. But as far as I know, he has not been with the WWE for a long time. And admittedly, since I haven't seen him on Impact Wrestling, I didn't know if he was still in the wrestling business. He probably was, but probably for an independent or minor promotion. He's now working for NWA Powerrr. That gives you legitimacy. Sean Mooney was really good back in the late 80s, early 90s. Say about early to mid 90s. He was a good commentator when he did do it. He was a good announcer. He was a good, more like an interviewer. So seeing he's now part of the product is actually really good. He could give something to it. I don't think he's boring or anything. I'm sure there's going to be some old school wrestling fans that are going to recognize him. There'll be some new ones that's not going to know anything about him, but then he's going to probably win them over if he had some of that type of attitude he had back in the 90s. There's going to be a question. We open up with Nick Aldis and Sean Mooney. And he clearly states, next to really pissing off the fans because he knows how to do it right, he had a conversation with Marty Scurll. They recorded it. And at the end of this show, you will see what we talked about. Now, that really sets up for the end of the show. And you could tell this was a different type of show. There was no intro for this show, which I love the intro. But there was no intro. This felt more serious. Like they wanted to relay that this was an important episode, which is fine. I'm glad it happened. Isaac versus Andre Gunn. I don't know how to feel about Andre Gunn yet. But you know, there's something I want to say beforehand. That this is towards Andre, if he even sees this episode. How you doing, man? There's something I wanted to say, but I didn't get a chance to say it last week. For when you did the Impact Wrestling review, Impact Wrestling live stream, that was about a week before when you saw me on your stream. You said some stuff that really helped me a lot when that week I was really a mess, man. I'm not going to say what exactly happened. That's a little too personal. But I am going to say thank you for what you said, particularly the one thing that made me feel so very humbled. That you said that I have a very keen mind, which I'm very honored that you even consider because you are in the business yourself. But when you said that I could help in creative, in any promotion, that, you made me cry, man. I hate you for that. But it meant a lot to me to hear that someone that I respect and I do consider a friend. I mean, we may not talk on the phone or talk on Skype, but I do consider you my friend. And I truly thank you for that humbling comment. It meant a lot that someone believed in me like that. And I love you for that. Now back to the thing. I had to do that, guys. I'm sorry. I had to. It really meant something to me. But was this a good match? Yes, it was. It was a good match. I will say that Andre Gunn did seem a little sloppy at first, but it looked pretty good. And then, well, I'll put it to you like this. By the time that, I don't really know how to say this when it comes to Salvador, mispronouncing the guy's name. Sal. He was at commentary. Velado or Vedado. I'm mispronouncing because this is only the second time I've ever seen him. I've never seen him in indies because I haven't seen the different indie promotions he's been on. But Sal, hurting his arm probably at hard times, pretty much saying because he was messing up in the match that he looks bad, he looks neutered. It was okay. You're trying to start a feud between one of the guys at Wildcard and Strictly Business with Sal, who probably will be able to use his arm eventually if he didn't break it in actual life. I think this is a story. You wonder, is Sal a good talker? Because this is going to depend on him talking. Because Isaac is not too bad. But the question is going to be how far they're going to go with this. And is Sal a good talker? I just don't know yet. I'm hoping they develop this and they don't rush it. Like AEW right now is rushing a lot of what few storylines they have. And I'm hoping they don't rush this so I get something out of it. Now, we got a video package of what happened with Eddie Kingston and a little bit of the Pope. Now, I didn't see this because I didn't see it. I think I missed it, but I wasn't really in myself last week. So I know I did the review, but I might have missed something when it came to that segment of Eddie talking about what happened with Pope D'Angelo De Niro. Now, either this was on the show last week or this was something extra that you didn't see. But now they seem to be having a problem between each other where essentially the Pope tried to push for both these guys and Outlaw Inc. to really get tag titles. Then he's trying to push Kingston, and then Kingston messed up. And now Kingston's not too happy about it because he's not leaving Homicide's side. That's his family. And now you wonder what's going to happen with the Pope. Is he going to work with the Dawsons now against Outlaw Inc.? Did he screw over Kingston to either teach him a lesson so maybe he will come to his side? Or he's now going to be working with the Dawsons to destroy Outlaw Inc. and then move on to something bigger? I don't know. But I love me the Pope. The boy knows how to make a story work. Daddy, you know I know how to make it work. Daddy, you know how the Pope is always pimping and strutting, and he always knows how to do it. That is Pope in a nutshell. He knows how to talk, and he knows how to make the business work when he's talking. Will he get in the ring? I don't know. Either he's injured, or right now he's not going to be doing it because they're going to build up into it. I don't know. This is going to be a question. Thunder Rosa had her in... Well, let me take that back. Thunder Rosa, Melina, and a quiet Marty Bell who says nothing goes for the interview. And I believe it was Cale Davis who did it. I believe that's his name, Cale Davis. Melina wanted to do all the talking. Thunder Rosa did talk, but Melina did not like it. She wants to keep Thunder Rosa under control, and it's obvious. Thunder Rosa made it very clear, I don't care who it is, I'm defending my damn title. And there ain't not one woman on the roster who's better than me. And that truly pissed off Melina. And once Melina had said her bit about how she taught Allison Kay a lesson, when it was all over, she said, we're leaving now because all this emo bit needs to end right now. And she's talking about Thunder Rosa being emo. It's going to be a question how far they're going to go with Thunder Rosa continually dealing with Melina. And what is Marty Bell going to do? Is she going to be a follower of Melina? Is she going to continue following Melina? Maybe she'll go to Thunder Rosa's side. I feel like sooner or later, Marty Bell is going to have to choose between the two. I could be wrong, but you guys tell me. Here comes one of the two most favorite parts of the show. The Ricky Starks segment. That boy knew how to say the right things as now your television champ. He said, look, I'm now the champ, but I don't believe I'm going to be better than anybody because this title has been around a long time. You got the Dusty Rhodes. You got Nick when he said Bob Winkle, that's what I botched. I didn't think he would say Nick Bob Winkle. And going back that far, of course he would talk about the Dusty Rhodes of the Ric Flairs and everybody else. But going back that far with Nick Bob Winkle, that was a nice touch. And he made it very clear. He's not going to be like everybody else out there right now that's trying to rewrite history. He ain't trying to do that. He's just trying to add an extra couple of pages to history. Make his mark. I kind of wish he had said something about Hacksaw Jim Duggan, because he was the last champion around 2000, I believe. But it is obvious he wants to give homage and honor to the title in his own way. And then he calls out the Ziggy Dice to make it very clear this boy's a little stupid in the head. I want to straighten him up a little bitty. And once Ziggy comes out trying to say his glasses, which they only look like $1, is about $400. His fanny pack about $16,000, and his earring with a little feather in it. And I know that thing is only about $3 to $5, particularly if it's only in pink, because some that are red is much more expensive. Ricky Starks pretty said, you got nothing to me, because simply everything that's on my pinky is worth more than what you're wearing right now. Get in that damn ring. I'm going after you. Well, he didn't say it like that, but you get my point. Ricky Starks versus Ziggy Dice in a 6 minute and 5 seconds match. Is this what the television title time limit is? Because if it is, I'm kind of surprised to go there. But they did say during the match, which was kind of hard to hear, because since they're in the same room, it's kind of hard to separate the noise of the ring compared to what you can hear with Stu Bennett and Galling. And they said that the title is attached with the, what did they call it again? The, what is it? The Lucky Sevens clause, I believe. That if Ricky Starks wins 7 times, even if it's a draw, because that would be considered a defense, and a successful one, he gets a shot at the NWA title, which is pretty damn good. I'm alright with that. That's like basically option C in Impact Wrestling. The only difference is it's going to be how many times you won. So the question is going to be when they're going to have the title defense. Is it going to be every 7 weeks? Or depending on whenever the title defense is ever done. It could be once every 2 or 3 weeks before the television title is defended. So it's still a question. Ricky Starks cleans the clock of a Ziggy Dice. I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. And this is the first win for Ricky on his way getting the title shot. Going to get Nick Aldis. Which I'm cool. Here is the favorite part of the show for me personally. There wasn't any funny skits. This was the skit. Eli Drake and the James Storm comes out right after that match. And they talking. And everyone is into Eli Drake. And I'm glad to see that James Storm got his moment to talk, because he felt last time when they were together he wasn't able to talk. He had his moment to talk. And he had his moment to act stupid. They're in my face. By the time that Question and Stevens comes out, you already see that James Storm's lit. And the crowd was already hyped because they love the Eli Drake. And yeah, Eli Drake is my boy. But once Aaron Stevens comes out with a damn long... What? This is in my face again. What possessed him to have an extremely, maybe 6 foot long title, well, not title belt, but black belt? Well, I don't know why, but it was damn funny. He says, we want those titles. We're coming for you. And it was Gillen who said, you don't even have the right to even say anything because you didn't even defend your own title. You ran for it. And he's pretty much saying, I had an appointment, but I didn't leave my sensei. I had an appointment, and then James Storm went off on him, and he acted beyond stupid. Even Eli Drake didn't know what to make of it. He knew what he was drinking was some strong stuff. So he said when it was his turn, because James Storm kept doing knock-knock jokes, some stupid-ass foolish jokes, and by the time Eli finally got a chance to speak, and he said, let me have some of that sauce. And he says, good sauce. Oh, yeah. Essentially speaking, he made Gillen look ridiculous, saying, I need a favor from you. He says, yeah, what? Not yeah, what? But he says, what do you want? Are you want to do a favor for me? Yes. No, he's saying, do you hear these people? Say it like them. And he says, yeah. And he said, give these people this paper and say, once we finish anybody else, I have no problem. Neither has James Storm got a problem. We're going to wipe the floor with you and kick your ass. Not in all those words, but it was okay. It was fine. But it was good. Then Trevor Murdoch comes out. He's one of the people I really do like in this company. He's not the best wrestler. He's not one of the most greatest talkers, but he's a veteran and it does work. Seeing an old wily veteran getting his moment. And then he walks up to a Stevens and questions and says, you know, I didn't like what happened last week. I mean, at Hard Times. You ran for it, but you know what? I went to the brass in the back. Not in that words, but I went to the brass in the back. And I asked for something. And I got it. So next week you're getting a match. And Stevens wasn't happy. He said, who am I facing? Me. And after he said that, after a few seconds, the question mark spikes his ass. He's on the floor. And then Eli and James Storm come to defend him. Cool. You got a match for next week for the national title. And I'm fine with it. If Trevor won, it actually would work. I know a lot of people, particularly Slick Daddy, will not be happy that Trevor Murdoch would win the title. But I think it would actually make some sense for Trevor to win. And then move that away from Aaron Stevens, because he doesn't really need the title. He looks great with it. And he knows how to work it. But at this moment, if he's going after Eli Drake and James Storm, this would give him more motivation to win. Because he can't stand not being the center of attention. That's just me. Finally, the ending of the show. I enjoyed this segment. There was no music. There was no effects. It was just Marty Squirrel and Nick Aldis talking. Nick made it very clear. Me and you have been friends a long time. I've always been in your corner. Hell, when you needed inspiration, you needed a kind word, I was there for you. And I was happy for what you got. He didn't say Ring of Honor, but I was happy for what you got. And then you wanted to go out against me at the Crockett Cup for my title. And he said, you know what, I'm not happy about that, but you know what? You do deserve it. You deserve this. You earned this. So I went up against you. We put everything out there. We literally strained our relationship. But we did a damn great match. And I thought that was it. Until now. You're acting like everybody else who thinks I'm a hard ass and that I cause nothing but trouble because I hold this title. Everything works because I hold it. And by the time Marty talked and he said, look, I know you've been doing well. When he said Impact Champion, I don't know why Nick didn't say anything about ROH. But Marty said, you were Impact Champion. I was still in England only getting 30 pounds for a match. Or 30 pounds a night. And he made it very clear. I know I can beat you. That title, I must win it. Because I've won nothing after 15 years. It's defined me in a sense that I've won nothing. But everyone believes I should be a champion. I need this. And he said, it's all about the money with you. And this is Nick Aldis. He says, no, it's not about the money. I want to be champ. And that's what a Marty Scurll said. Now, this is where things get very interesting. Way better than Impact and way better than WWE. He said, okay, you really want this? And he says, yes. He says, all right, this is what it's going to come up to. We'll do it at the Crockett Cup. I will give you your shot. But if you really don't care about any money, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to put up this. If you don't do this, we're not having a match. You have your shot. If you win, you win. But if you lose, you pay back everybody in that arena, in that venue. He said it, that you have to refund everybody. Winning or losing is fine. And this is all about money. Let's be honest here. This is pro wrestling. We are here to make money. And it's not a bad thing. But if you really think that this is important, that money means nothing, then you put up your own personal money and pay everyone in that damn venue. Pay them back their money. Give them back a full refund at the Crockett Cup. And he said, think about it. If Impact Wrestling did something like this, I would really find it fascinating. If WWE did something like this, I would find it fascinating. That if the WWE pulled something like this and refund everyone's money at a freaking arena, they would have more people more interested in their product. Yes, let's be honest. The venue they're probably going to go to might have only about 10 to 15,000 people. But that's several hundred thousand of dollars. And of course, we probably already know what the outcome will be. But even if it isn't, to know that someone would have to put up their own money and refund everyone who just gave them money, that would 100% give you something totally different. So I am totally invested in the Crocker Cup. I am interested in seeing this Crocker Cup now because that is one match I want to see if Marty Scurll does it. Because they're going to build this up for maybe one episode or two, or best yet, 3 weeks. Don't rush this. If you can make it just before the pay-per-view and he makes the decision and they show him thinking about it, this would be great. But this is just me. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.